Off the top of my head, the objectively, I gotta stop saying objectively, ironically, man.
Objectively.
Okay, objectively, Gant, what is the worst anime?
We're committing to this. It's objectively
okay.
bad.
Objectively, the worst anime I've probably watched on every level is I've forgotten the fucking name.
Explain the show.
Yeah, what's the premise?
Okay, Crunchyroll produced.
Oh, my
3D.
Exom.
That is it.
That's
Exom.
absolutely in the bottom 100.
Yeah.
Okay, Exom has a 2.88 rating.
Yeah.
So how much of this show did you actually watch? Did you watch all of it?
I watched like 7 episodes.
Okay, so I had to watch all of it for the video that I did.
Yeah.
It was the longest 12 episodes of my life.
That's pretty long.
Like I said it in the video, but like I've never watched an anime that felt like it was glitching.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like you know when you're like playing like prop hunt or something and the character just like glitches in?
Yeah.
That was that for 12 episodes. It was bad.
I don't understand how this was made. You know, I think at the end of the day, right? Every anime project, every big project is a fucking miracle that these people got together and finished a piece of work. There are so many aspects of this where I'm like, how did this get approved or how did this go past any kind of like quality control?
Well, wasn't the story for this one is like the studio and the director had never worked on anime before?
Yes.
And they were just like, hey, Crunchyroll was like, yo, we want to do this story. And yeah, it was like, we don't have anyone else to do it. Do you want to give it a shot? And they were like, okay.
Is this in the bottom 100?
This is absolutely in the bottom 100.
What the
I
fuck?
believe this is number, I mean, it might have changed since I made the video, but I believe this was like maybe number 5.
That's impressive.
It's in the top 10.
That's impressive that they're that low.
I mean, I think this was the rare case where a bad show got so much press as well.
And it was like, how did this happen?
Because people are like, oh, okay, this is a Crunchyroll produced one? All right, let's check it out. And then people, you watch the first 2 minutes of the first episode and you're like, oh, goddamn.
Have you ever seen this?
I've seen one episode and
all you need to watch.
I just wanted to watch one episode to be in on the joke.
Yeah.
And then I watched it and I was like, nah, this is actually for real bad.
It's actually
like,
so
like
funny.
not funny bad.
Oh, no, this is funny bad.
I thought it was just sad.
Really?
It was sad that people had worked on it.
Yeah.
That like any effort had been put onto this.
The more episodes you go into it, the funnier it gets.
Obviously, if you want to look, maybe we'll have some funny little things on screen right now showing you just how.
Yeah.
I mean, the animation obviously isn't the be end all of everything, but it gives you a flavor of what is
the
to come.
animation is like the least of your worries.
Yeah. The story is
I feel bad.
pretty
because-
fucking awful.
Well, is the story good since you finished it? Because didn't this anime kill the manga that also...
What?
This was based on a manga, right? Can we search up the
the
manga?
Supposedly, I have never read the manga before, but supposedly the manga for this was actually like not too badly... Like the reception was not too bad.
What's it rated on my anime list? I know it's not going to be.
Yeah, for the manga.
Yeah,
So
for
go
the
down,
manga.
go down.
For the manga.
And I'll
I'm
say
very-
there, related entries. Exam,
I see.
manga.
Yeah.
So click that. Yeah, it's a 6.3.
Oh, okay,
So
so
it's
like
not
not that
too
bad.
bad.
Which isn't
Which
great,
isn't
but
bad.
isn't bad
Yeah.
either. So it looks like the
Wow, even Wikipedia is just like, yeah, that's
the
what you do.
as an
anime
entry.
was met with backlash thanks to computer-generated images.
I mean,
Great.
that was one aspect of it.
Great.
I think
Yeah.
what was it again? The main girl, the voice actress for the main girl, I believe, was the same voice actress. Yeah, Kito Akari. I think she played a pretty prominent role. Who was
I
it?
mean,
again?
she looks like she played a lot of prominent
Played
roles.
oh yeah, she was Nezuko.
Oh, okay.
wow.
Yeah, it was the girl who played Nezuko. Do I remember the main character's name? No, because who gives a fuck?
Yeah, I mean, the thing about this that stands out so much is like, where do you even begin about what went wrong with this adaptation, right? What kind of like what I remember? Oh, there's so many things I remember, but like the 2D animated characters talking to the 3D animated characters was just like.
No, they made the boldest move in anime possible. Where normally, right, if there is an anime that mixes in 2D with 3D, usually the 2D stuff is like the main stuff you'd watch, right?
Yeah.
And then maybe
Yeah.
they'd have like 3D crowds or like 3D monsters or whatever. This was the first ever anime where they were like, let's flip that. Let's make the really important characters you see all the time this dog shit 3D and the characters in the backgrounds 2D.
Right.
And I was like, who thought that was a good idea? It's so distracting because the moment a 3D character pops up, not only is it so obvious, but you're also like, fuck, this guy's going to come back out again because he's a prominent character because he's in fucking 3D.
It reminds me of the Ghost in the Shell series that came out as well that had similarly bad animation.
The 2044.
I don't think it's as bad, but it was not great.
Had some funny scenes.
It had some
backflipping up the stairs.
Yeah, the backflipping up the stairs with.
So funny.
I just thought that was
Mozuko's just ragdolling up the stairs.
I don't think I've seen an anime that is lower than this. Like, not even close.
Yeah.
Like, I've been trying to rack my brain now for the past like 20 minutes about what anime I've seen that is that bad, and I don't think anything comes close to this.
Yeah. In just terms of like on every single aspect, like the technical aspect, maybe not the voice acting, but at least on a technical aspect, this is just the perfect car crash of everything going wrong.
If you want to play a really fun drinking game, this is the only time you should watch this show. But other than that, it's just, there were legit parts where it's like, again, it's like the 3D and the 2D thing is like the first layer of many layers of problems. Like there are just straight up scenes, for example, like fight scenes where there's just no sound effects. Like the main goal would be like flipping and, dodging bullets and like punching and stuff. But like it all sounds like it's literally punch.wav. Like it's just, there's like no treatment done to any of the sound effects. There's straight up scenes where there should be some kind of like background music, but there isn't. So the intense scenes just are not intense at all. And then there are some moments where I swear to God, they use like movie maker effects.
Oh no, I there's one scene that like sticks out to me, and it was like two characters, and one character got slapped, right? And then what happened was there was this editing effect where the entire frame just got zoomed out into like a black abyss and just started spiraling down like it was some fucking Windows Movie Maker meme or some shit like that, or some PowerPoint slide transition. I was like, this is in an anime.
It's literally the 12 transition in PowerPoint.
Yeah. I was like, what am I watching
well, there's
right
also
now?
like, there's also like literally the opening scene of episode 1 where I guess the main guy, like it's like foreshadowed that, he has this like insane like, power or whatever. And there's like lightning shooting out from him. But the lightning literally looks like if you typed into YouTube lightning 3D effect green screen.
Where to watch XM is Crunchyroll, mate.
I was curious to see if Crunchyroll like removed it.
It's still there, man.
Like if they were like willing, like maybe they're like business is business. But I was under the impression that like, because I remember they promoted it on like social.
They promoted the fuck out of this.
And like, how did that happen? Like, like genuinely, I know how like companies are not nearly as functional as people think they are.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like bad organization within companies, but how nobody rang the alarm bell and was like, hey, you might want to have a look at the show before we start pushing it. Because I remember they pushed it.
They did.
I think
You would have thought they would have
to
like.
be fair, I think they pushed it contractually as much as they need, like the minimal amount of what they need
For
to.
me,
this
would have been a shit at 4 a.m. in a hostel with the boys.
Yeah.
I would have tried to sneak that one. No splash.
I think they did, because I think all I remember then was they did one tweet about this.
The tweet
and
was so
that was
funny.
it. And that was it. It was like a minimal kind of like description, and that one tweet was enough to like fire up the engines. There is no way you are sneaking this through.
And it also was during like, I felt like at a time when hating Crunchyroll was very popular, and still is, to be fair. But at that time, so like on social media, there a lot of people were just looking for a dunk.
Yeah, this definitely did not help.
Yeah.
So I believe this is still in the top 5 worst rated anime.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of like what could possibly be worse. I can't think of anything. But like I'm trying to think of like what are like anime so bad that they like bankrupted the studio.
I mean, there's classics, when you think of like the worst anime ever, for instance, like, Mars of Destruction or Skelter+Heaven, which are all done by the same fucking studio. But these
Hametsu no Mars? Oh my god, this is even lower.
Yeah, this is the lowest rated anime.
This is the infamous one as the lowest. So, Joey, I haven't watched Mars of Destruction. You have?
I've watched it multiple times, yes.
Wait, how many episodes are there? Oh, only one.
It's only one. It's only one.
Wait, how can it be that bad?
So it's 19 minutes, right?
Okay.
So which you think like, okay, there's lots of short films that are 20 minutes that are cohesive and stuff like that. But the thing is, I think the Idea Factory, which are the name of the producers, which is a hilarious name, they were like, all right, we have this great idea for a story with this like world and these characters that are all pre-established and everything like that. But we only have 19 minutes of runtime. So we have to decide what to show. And the problem is that out of those 19 minutes, I'd say about 14 of those minutes just don't add anything to the story. It's just pure fluff.
Okay.
And the thing is so fast paced that by the time you're like, all right, so let me get this straight. There is this, okay, in the case of Mars of Destruction, right? It's the story about like, it's the near future where like aliens have come to invade and they can't fight, they're called the Ancients, I believe. Yeah, the Ancients.
Okay.
The Ancients have invaded Tokyo and they're like killing all of humanity, but they can't fight back with modern technology because of alien technology or whatever, right? So they create what is called the Mars suit. As in, Mars of Destruction, which is like it's a specific like, basically it's like Kamen Rider. It's like a Kamen Rider suit that only few individuals are selected to be able to wear,
of course,
and that's the only thing that they can use to fight back with the Ancients, right? Kind of an interesting premise on the surface, but then. But that would be a great premise to explore if it was like a full season's worth, right? Or even like a movie length.
Yeah.
You can't go anywhere and explain that story and explain that plot in 19 minutes. You just can't do that. And this is just a pure clusterfuck of just like, all right, this is happening and now this is happening and then we're not going to explain this, but now this is happening and credits roll.
We should watch this.
Oh, you guys need to watch this.
We should watch it, and then they can watch it on Patreon. I was watching it.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you guys want to watch us react to Mars of Destruction, go to patreon.com/trash.
It'll be up
We
right
will
now.
do it. We'll be up right now. But this is... See, but here's the thing, right? I actually think that this is not even as bad as people make it out.
I was going to say, like, I feel like it's kind of like the opposite of Full Metal, where like people just decide Full Metal is the best.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're going to make sure we keep voting.
I mean,
it
don't
the
get me
best.
wrong. This is still a dog shit show.
Yeah.
And
No, for sure. But it's like not. It's no X-Arm, right?
Yeah.
It's no stinker like
No,
that.
and I think if anything, there's like other shows that Idea Factory made, which I think are actually a lot worse than Mars of Destruction. Skelter+Heaven, I think, is worse than that one.
I just realized Free Rent is 9.3.
Yeah, Free
Yeah,
Rent's
Free
still
Rent's
up
the
there.
new FMA now.
Oh my God.
Free Rent is the new FMA.
Free Rent's the go.
Damn.
Wow, One Piece fan letter is number 4
Yeah,
now.
that's with a lot less members.
We're not
though.
talking about the good shows, boys.
Yeah.
We're talking about the
Okay.
Connor's like, I've already lost interest.
No, I was just like, I said Full Metal's number 1. And I was like, I
Yeah.
don't think it's number 1
Yeah.
anymore.
So
No,
if-
it's not even close.
So if you go back and if you go back to Mars of Destruction, Connor, and then you go down to Idea Factory, the producers. So these guys are the king of making
Slop.
fucking terrible shows.
not
Oh,
even
actually,
slop.
Skelter+Heaven is the worst rated. It's 1.8.
Oh my God.
That one's even worse.
How many
Yeah.
episodes
So
is
you've
this?
watched this?
One episode.
Yes.
One
How can it be
episode.
that bad in one episode?
Who's
Like,
funding this stuff? This is the most mid-2000s aesthetic I've ever seen in my life. Look at her.
Look at her titties.
Oh my
That's
God.
2000 titties.
Yeah.
When a mysterious entity suddenly appears in the center of Tokyo, the Alta Mirai agency is tasked to repel the extraterrestrial threat. This kind of sounds similar to the... Okay, never mind. Otsuya Funagai must guide his all-female unit of battle Soleil, or Soul, pilots
I guess.
to take down the strange... This sounds exactly the same as the Mars.
Yeah, so this one in Mars of Destruction was clearly someone at Idea Factory watching a little bit too much Evangelion and went, we can do that. But we only have the
Oh
budget
my
to make
God, they
one
made
episode.
Diabolical Lovers?
They made
That's like an
Diabolical
actual,
Lovers.
like...
Yeah.
Fuck. Dude, I only know one person who's obsessed with this show, and they ended up in prison.
Oh shit!
Yeah. That's all you guys need to know for that.
Says it all. Says it all.
There's
huh?
another one. I mean, there's a bunch in the top
Dude,
100.
what is this
Oh, yeah,
studio?
Spectral Force. That's also terrible. Generation of Chaos. That's also terrible.
Is this just one guy funding these
I have no idea.
random ass anime?
I really don't know. All of these are crap.
Run equals dim. What is... Oh, it's a Korean movie.
It's a Korean one.
What?
Yeah.
This is so random.
This is so deep down a rabbit hole.
This one's also in the top 100 as well. This was also shit.
So how many of these have you
Two
watched?
episodes.
You had to watch 2 episodes of this.
Yeah.
One episode of this one.
No, but with this one,
They've got,
with
like,
Generation
I
of Chaos,
saw.
there's three.
Yeah,
there's
I saw.
3 seasons in one episode each. and they're all terrible.
The
They're all
Korean
really
compilation
fucking
movie of the previously released TV series. Not a single soul has rated it.
So basically, this company is in a race to the bottom.
They're like a slop.
Oh, they're not even at the race to the bottom. They're already at the finish line.
See, I wouldn't even call this slop.
Are
It's
they-
kind of impressive how bad you can make a TV series sometimes.
Like,
still around?
because a lot of people have watched Mars of Destruction because again, it's that infamous god awful anime.
yeah.
But if like you got to watch the other ones because I would argue out of everything Idea Factory's made, Mars of Destruction is probably the best one they've made. The other ones are fucking horrendous.
So
I couldn't believe it.
What's bad about Helter Skelter? Was that the name? Would you say that
That's
that
a
is-
Beatles song.
Oh yeah,
Skelter+Heaven.
Skelter+Heaven. Whoopsie daisy.
Skelter+Heaven. God.
Skelter+Heaven.
Okay, so Skelter+Heaven, again, it's this idea of like they have this really limited runtime of 19 minutes, all right? And now a normal person would be like, all right, we only have 19 minutes to give you a cohesive story. So let's use every second that we possibly can to like give like expose or like show characters or anything like that. This feels like it feels like they animated this properly, but then someone in the editing bay fucked it up and clearly didn't read the script and was just like, all right, I'm just gonna guess how I think the show is going to be like. And there are so many scenes. Again, Skelter+Heaven has a fucking opening and an ending. In the 19-minute runtime, they have a 90-second opening and a 90-second ending.
Who's the singer? Now, how deep does this go? Because if they have an opening and ending, that means they had budget to.
All I'm gonna say is, in the case of Skelter+Heaven, it's probably the best part of the whole show.
Oh, she voices.
Oh, she voices Nagato Yuki.
Nagato.
Wow, she's like an OG.
Oh my god.
Oh wow, she voices Mitsuki.
Yeah, she's a pretty prominent voice actress.
Dead Alive.
So
Oh my
clearly,
god, she's got a fucking.
so clearly,
Oh
they
my
have-
god, she's in fucking My Hero. Oh my god, she's got a long list.
Yeah, she's an OG.
Yeah, clearly, Idea Factory have the connections.
Yeah.
To get a good product made. You know?
Well, okay, so the director of script and screenplay.
Yeah, this is the guy who's responsible for all of these.
Let's have a look at his score. Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah, he did everything. He worked on Spectral Force, Generation of Chaos. This man single-handedly made some of the worst anime ever made, and I almost just have to applaud him for it. Because the consistency of this man is crazy.
are these like recognized as like the worst animes in Japan as well, or is it?
No, I think this is very clearly like online anime community.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
these are kind of like just memes, you know,
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
I don't know if they're actually the worst anime ever made. Probably not,
Oh,
considering
that
how much
one's
anime.
also, yeah, Twinkle Rock Nora Me. That one's also a famous one.